Hello guys, welcome back. It's February the 16th and it's another rainy day on the plot. This is the back end of Storm Dennis. So last week we had Storm Kira. She completely wrecked my greenhouses. Cheers. And then this week we've had Storm Dennis, who's been a right windy wet affair as well. For the first time on this plot I've seen flooding and waterlogging and everything like that. Yeah, it's just absolutely battering us at the minute, so you know the outsides can stay outside for all I'm concerned. The greenhouses will get fixed. I've got the glass now, it's back at my house. I'll bring it down one day. That'll be a nice, you know, be a couple of hour fix. So luckily the frames didn't sustain any damage, so for all of my dramatics, you know, things are actually you know, salvageable. And the damage that did happen, I can see why it happened. A lot of my spring clips on my greenhouse were quite badly corroded, so they weren't holding the glass in very well. So I've been down, one sec. So I've been down to the shop. I can't remember the name of the shop, I'll be honest with you, and I bought some of these W clips here. So that's a bag of 25, £1.50. So I'm going to go around and I'm going to double up on all of the spring clips everywhere on the greenhouse, make sure that glass is really firm. And then probably even put a little blob of stick salt, something like that, in each corner. But yeah, we'll see. That'll be a project for the future anyway. Luckily the greenhouses aren't needed right now. So you know, it is just a thing. The two greenhouses that have been here a while, the only damage that they sustained was, believe it or not, from flying debris. None of the wind itself didn't do it. So the nearest one, the panel of glass got damaged. And then the middle greenhouse as well. It was actually the glass blowing out of the third greenhouse that hit that one and smashed it. So, you know, there'll be a bit of tidying up to do, but other than that, you know, it's just a minor inconvenience. The rain's absolutely pelting down now, so I'm sitting in my greenhouse and I'm gonna get rid of them. Goal, goal, goal. No, damn. I got cocky there for the last one. So I'm going to have a go at my onion sets anyway for now. When I say have a go at them, outside is a complete no-go, it's a quagmire. So I'm going to get these little guys started out in seed trays. I've got these ones here, that's 48 seed trays. These are ones from last year, so I've just been out wiping the spiders and all the rest of it off them. Yeah, you know, they're decent enough quality. I'll get another season out of them, so that's no problem. And then also going to be using one of these gravel trays. So you've probably seen me do it before. I use a gravel tray. I put the seed tray in there. That keeps it nice and firm. Plus you can put the water in the gravel tray as well. The reason for not putting the onions straight outside, as I say before, the weather's absolutely nasty at the minute. And a lot of the time when you put onions in, the birds and other animals will come down, see the little green bit poking up, and hoik them out. So you're forever putting them back in and that. So what I'm going to do is get these ones started off in these little cells, only a couple of weeks really, just so they get their heads up and get the roots down. And then when I put them outside, you know, they'll be ready to rock and roll, and they'll resist a bit of a tug from a inquisitive bird. So I forgot my word in there. Uno momento. My compost is J. Arthur Bowers. So that's this one. He's not a seed sowing compost or anything, that's just a multi-purpose. He seems alright, you know, he's not too bad at all, not many lumps, not many twigs or anything like that, so that's what you want. And then I'm also going to mix in, can't remember what shop I bought this one from either, horticultural grade vermiculite. Now why am I going to put vermiculite in my soil, you ask? Tells you right here. It absorbs nutrients and releases them to the plant roots. It aids aeration, because plants' roots actually need air, by the way. I know you think that's weird underground, but if your soil's too compact and the air can't get to them, you know, they can't breathe. And it helps prevent soil compaction as well, so as you water in, the soil's naturally going to want to bed down. This just offers it a bit more body just to help it resist that. So I'm going to whack that in there, mix it all up, and then away we go. So, scientifically proven amount to mix with your compost is, I don't know, some Right, that was me being silly. I'm just going to whack it in, just mix it in. And the vermiculite itself, as you can see, is just this granular product here. Looks like fine cat litter, something like that. But yeah, it's really good stuff. It helps your plants get off to the best possible start. There we go, that's all mixed in now, so I'll fill up one of my seed trays and I'll show you how we're going. You get 3 of these for £1 usually, something like that, from wherever you go. I go to Wilco, you might not know that. And then, because I've got my potting desk here as well, this stuff on here, I sold flooring. So before I did just have wooden planks on here, but it used to gather a lot of dirt, so I got some of this old laminate flooring here. It's like a smooth surface, so I keep it clean. I don't have to worry too much. This is just a washing up bowl, just something that I use, and a lot of people can buy these little compost compartment things, but that's fine for me. And I'm just going to whack this stuff in. Don't have to be too cute about it, there's going to be a bit spilt. Now these as well, I'm going to give them just a little tap down. I don't want to super squish the compost, but I do want to make sure that the cells are full. So another thing that I'm going to do with these guys, just to help them along a little bit, is I've got this stuff here. It's capillary matting. Now, I bought these ones because they're pre-cut to your seed tray size. Not the cheapest things in the world. I think at the minute you'll get these for £5. I'm sure you can buy a roll of it for cheaper, but I got these in the sale last year. There was £1. So yeah, always look around in the shops sort of September, August time and pick up all your stuff that you need for next year. So this is, just feels like a little sheet of fabric. Now what that'll do, when I put that in the bottom of there, when I water the plants, that'll absorb some of it and hold on to it and release it back as the plants need it. So it's just another way to help, you know, prevent them drying out. Oh, I can get that back under there. Doosh. So, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. So, here we go, that's all that set up. So I've been using this method for years, it works for me, whatever works for you, isn't it? Now, onions are, they don't need a massive amount of warmth or anything like that to get them going, especially not onion sets as these. Now, an onion set is different from an onion seed, obviously. Onion seed, little black dot, you grow the plant from scratch and it's like, you know, does what it does. An onion set you'll buy and it will look a little bit like that, like a little tiny baby onion. Now what this is somebody else has germinated the seeds, allowed the onions to grow and then prevented them from growing anymore by harvesting them. Then they get heat treated, which prevents them going from seed straight away. And that's what we plant. This will just basically, when you plant it, it'll start to swell up and you'll get a nice big onion from it. So, you know, from little sets we get big onions. When it comes to planting your onion sets, don't plant them under the soil, plant them sort of on the soil, sort of perch them if you like. So there's your tray. I'll probably just make a little dimple and that thing would go in there like that. Then that will shoot down its roots, throw up its thingamabobs, and then when that's ready I can just pop the whole thing in the ground when some of this nasty weather's cleared off. So I'm going to crack on and get all of those done. These ones are Stuttgarter, so as you can see, nice big white onion there. It's a bumper pack, 60 ones in there. So yeah, it's 48 here, that'll probably be all I'll do. Once you're going through them, pull them out. Not all of these will be perfect, they never are. You want just like a nice healthy looking one, no mould, no marks, anything like that, and give it a slight squeeze and it should be firm. You know, if it's got any sort of give in it or it feels like, you know, manky or rotten, get rid of it. Oh, that wind's coming back a bit now. That was meant to have cleared off. Flipping stuff. I've never really found any correlation between the size of your sets and the size of your finished onions either. You know, so you can end up with, you know, a similar sized onion from a big set or a small set. The main thing is that they're nice and healthy. So there we go, there's my first 48 Stuttgarter onions for this year. They're all planted away now. I'll give them a drop of water to get them going. They'll sit in the greenhouse with all of its holes in it. now, just until they get away, probably early March, something like that. I'll get them out in the ground once this weather clears up a bit. Boom. Don't forget your labels. Never forget your labels. Pencil, label. Don't use marker pen or Sharpie pen, because your labels will not last. Pencil. P-E-N-sol. I forgot what I'm writing here. Onion. Well, I've just been having a bit of a sort out of all of my seeds, and I've got a lot more than I thought I had. Yeah, as you can see, this little pile here is fairly deep. So yeah, there's about 300 packets there, something like that. So I think I've got a little problem, people. I'll never use all of these, but it's nice to have the choice, I suppose, isn't it? It's a quick word on seeds as well. It's the middle of February at the minute. A lot of seed packets do have a broad range of sowing dates. Now you've just got to be a little bit clever about this and just think, where am I in the country? What's the weather doing? You know, because a lot of these seed packets you buy in the UK are based on obviously UK, you know, potential climates and everything like that. So you might find that, I mean, here's a dahlia packet for instance. On the bottom of there, if you can see, that will say sow February to April. Now I might say, well, it's February now, so let's get these sowed, but at the same time it's also, you know, the Midlands and it's not the warmest, so you know, if it's February to April, being in the middle of the country, I'll probably, you know, choose the centre line of that. A lot of tomato plants say sow in January, and to be fair, you know, you put them in and they'll be absolutely, you know, happy to grow. The trouble is, by sort of early March, when it's still freezing cold outside, you'll have these mammoth tomato plants to deal with. So just don't get too carried away. You know, the year's nice and long, and it is still wet and miserable out there. So you know, just be clever, be careful about it. If you're down on the south coast, you can probably go with the earliest time. If you're up north, you know, go towards the back end of that date. Yeah, so that is, and it'll just hopefully just save you a little bit of misery, heartache and stress of trying to look after too many plants that are not quite ready. I've got a few types of broad beans that I want to put in. I say a few, I mean two. These ones, Bunyard Exhibition and Aquadulce. Again, you know, I always grow a few plants of them, I always eat a few, always end up with loads more than what I need. But I'm going to start these off now. I've got a little bit of a rodent problem out there, so I'm going to start them in pots because the rodents will dig the beans up otherwise. And that's just going to help them get away. Oh, it's terrible weather out there. It's blowing a gale. You hear the wind? Not much fun out there. Woo. Back end of Storm Dennis, I think. He's got a little kick in his tail. So I'm going to get some of these put away anyway. I started with a seed tin, and I moved on to a seed box, and now I've got a seed toolkit. So this massive, great big box that you might not be able to see here. So yeah, a lot of these are going back in, so it's just way too early. That's my seed organisation system anyway, pile them in a big box. I'm sure a lot of you have got some fancy little schedules. I've seen things with photo albums and other such things where people will put the packet of seeds in with the date written on it and put them all in order of when they want to sow them. You know, hats off to you. I've never been that organised, I'll be honest. I mentioned that weather, it's terrible. I kind of fell in love with me dahlias last year. I grew some from seed, and then I grew some from like tubers, like these ones. These are the dahlia pom-pom, so I'm going to give them a go. And then also from seed this year, not quite yet, but I just thought I'd show you because they're here. I've got some pom-poms. I have got some Figaro. Mignon. It says mignon, so I'm guessing that's mignon. Mignon again. Mignon again. These were in the seed sale, they were like 30p, it'd be rude not to. And then Figaro again. So yeah, I'm going to have lots of flowers this year, they're absolutely beautiful. So yes, that's one thing. Boom. So I am going to start off some broad beans now. I know a lot of you have already put them in the ground and they're probably growing away and 6 foot tall, but certainly not too late. You can get some in at this time of year. I'm just going to start them out here. Like I say, I get a problem with rats and so on, digging them back up again as they're foraging for soil. So just multi-purpose compost, as with my onions, bit of vermiculite in there, super dibbing tool. And we're going to crack these bad boys open. As you can see, there's a broad bean, how you'd expect it to look. One of them, you got an eye at one end, you got no eye at the other. I tend to plant these on the flat like that, just seems to work for me. About 1 inch under, and then cover them over. And that's that. I'm just going to give them a bit of a water and then we can forget about them for a week or so. Oh, it is cold today, guys. I think one of the last things I sow today is just going to be a few leeks. Now, I'm going to put them in a big pot like this. Like I say, I keep having trouble with leeks. The allium leaf miner is a right little pest. It turns them into mush. But we're going to try again. We're going to keep them covered and we're going to see what we can do. So I'm going to use a pot like this rather than sowing them individually. And then what will happen is you'll get all your leeks grow in one big clump, and then I'll use water to wash the soil away, and then you've got your leek with your roots, and then you can transplant those on. Plus with a nice deep pot here as well, they're good to grow on for a good month or two to let them fatten up. So I'm just going to do that basically. I'm just going to do it. So there we go. I've got my pot there with some lovely compost in the top of it. Now I've got to choose which type of seed I want to plant. So I've got leek musselburgh, I've got leek Lyon, I have got leek baby porvite, leek elephant, and they don't look like leeks a lot at all, do they? What type of leek are they? I'm being silly. So I think we're going to go with the old classic here. We're going to go with the musselburgh. So let's have a quick look at these. Rightio then. Now all your leek seeds from your different varieties will all look the same. Oh, as the sun shines out to try and warm my fingers. So I'll try and show you the leek seeds here. They just, to me, they look like little specks of ash almost, like little dry speckles. Do you see them? And all I'm going to do is just, not very scientifically, just broadcast those across the soil. It's quite hard to see them coming out of the packet actually. And then now that they've been sowed, all I'm going to do is just ever so gently cover those guys with a fine layer of this vermiculite. There we go. And there we go. That's my leeks all nicely sown. We'll label those up, leave them to germinate, and we'll come back and see what they look like. Bosh. But this is also filling up nicely now. So I've got my onions that I just put in there today. I've got my garlic as well. That was all put in, what was that, a couple of weeks ago now, wasn't it? And then my broad beans, my leeks, and my watering can. Now this garlic here, it's firing away. As you can see, there's a few different varieties in here. These ones at the back here are looking fantastic. And then I've got my new 2 varieties, my Casablanca and my Germidor. And those are ones that were saved from this season, or from last season rather. So yeah, they're all getting away as well. I don't know if you can see in the bottom there, but they're starting to put out some really strong roots. So as soon as the weather clears up a bit and it actually dries out, then I'll get these outside. It should only be a week or two. It'd be nice to get them out by early March anyway, because they do need a good frost to help them separate. So yes folks, that is about it. There's the plot. These are my really cold fingers. Woo. And I'm going to make myself scarce, I think. Thank you very much for joining me. Just a quick note to everybody who is commenting, liking, subscribing, watching my videos and everything like that. Thank you very much. Life has been absolutely mad hectic. I did about 50 hours at work last week and there's loads of other stuff going on, so I'm just not getting the time to sit down there and answer all of your comments. I do read them all and I thank you very much for them. So hopefully things will calm down and we can go back to normal service shortly. Have a nice week everybody. I hope these storms clear off and next weekend we can get outside and actually get something done. Thank you very much. Did I say thank you and cheers pals.